Welcome to CinePro, where we bring your favorite movies back to life with quick recaps, hidden details, and everything you missed. The movie Thanksgiving begins during Thanksgiving celebrations in America, and the town sheriff, whose name is Eric, is on his way to his friend Mitch's house, where Mitch's wife Amanda is also present. They have invited him for dinner along with their friend Thomas, his daughter Jessica, and his new wife Kathleen. We learn that Thomas is the owner of the store where Mitch works. Suddenly they all notice that Mitch is upset because he received a call from the store asking him to come in and help his colleague at work, as it's Black Friday, a day with massive discounts on products, resulting in a large crowd gathering in front of the store. Mitch tricks them, leaves, and heads to work. Afterward, Jessica tells them that she is going out with her boyfriend Bobby, and they will go to the cinema with a group of friends. Jessica leaves with Bobby, and they get into their friend Evan's car, along with their friends Gabby, Scuba, and Yulia. Suddenly, Evan stops in front of Jessica's father's store, wanting to buy a new phone and take advantage of the day's discounts. Evan asks Jessica to let them into the store to avoid the huge crowd outside. Jessica agrees and takes her friends inside before the official opening time for customers. At that moment, there is a big commotion among the customers waiting for the store to open. One of them, named Lisa, gets angry and asks the security guard Manny to let them in like Jessica and her friends, but Manny refuses and tells them to wait until the official opening time. Another man, Lonnie, and his friend Amy, standing next to Lisa, are unhappy with what is happening and incite everyone to storm the store and force their way in. At the same time, Amanda arrives at the store with food for her husband Mitch, but Mitch is very worried about the crowd attacking the store and asks another security guard, Dougie, to secure the door. However, the crowd storms the store, breaks the door on Dougie, and tramples him to death. One person is injured by the glass of the door, his neck bleeds, and he dies. Due to the heavy attack, someone bumps into Amanda, causing her to fall and hit a shopping cart, which kills her as well. Bobby tries to save Amanda, but someone steps on his hand and breaks it. Mitch runs to Amanda, terrified to find her dead, and screams for help. At that moment, Eric arrives, is shocked by what is happening, draws his gun, and fires a shot into the air to try to control the situation. A year after the tragedy at the store, an unknown person is watching a video of the events that happened there the previous year. Evan, Jessica's friend, filmed and uploaded this video online to commemorate those who died that day. We learn that Thomas, the store owner, announced in newspapers that the surveillance cameras were broken that day, so he could not identify who was responsible. As a result, the government did not press any charges against Thomas or any employee. At the same time, this person is watching the news and learns that Thomas is preparing for Black Friday again this year, and the reporter says Thomas will increase store security to prevent chaos like last year. The reporter interviews Mitch, who resigned from his job and is now leading a large protest demanding the store's permanent closure and the prosecution of Thomas. Meanwhile, at a restaurant, Jessica and her friends are surprised that someone is tagging them in the video of the store incident online. This person uses the name of the first historical governor of their state, John Carver. They are all puzzled, especially since the account is fake and has no followers. They suspect their friend Bobby is behind this. While they are talking, Jessica's new friend Ryan arrives and meets everyone. That night, Lisa, who was present during the store incident, is alone in her restaurant when a person wearing a John Carver mask attacks her. She tries to escape to the dumpster, but the killer hits her with a car, locks her inside, and cuts her body in half. The next day, everyone sees Lisa's body hanging on the store sign. Meanwhile, Evan is at school and is shocked to see a post with a picture of Lisa's corpse. He rushes to his friends and tells them that the person who posted it tagged them all and that it's the same John Carver account that tagged them before. Jessica checks her phone, looks at the previous post, and is shocked to see their names on the table John Carver set for them. Later, Eric meets Jessica in his office and shows her the video that was posted online a few days before Lisa's murder, where Lisa's image is clear. Eric explains to Jessica that the murder is related to the people who were present in her father's store during the incident a year ago. He tells her he knows her father hid the store's camera recordings but must have kept a copy. Eric asks Jessica to get these recordings so he can identify those who were in the store and protect them from the killer. Jessica leaves the police station and finds Bobby outside. He tells her he disappeared and deleted all his social media accounts because his hand injury during the store incident prevented him from playing baseball, where he was the team captain. This led him into depression, but now he's starting to recover and play again. He also tells her he's now working with his uncle in car maintenance. That night, Manny, the security guard who worked at the store, is at home getting ready to travel for a 2-day vacation. Suddenly, Manny hears a strange noise, grabs a baseball bat, thinking there's a burglar, but it turns out the killer is in the house and attacks and kills Manny. The next day, Jessica wakes up to find a post from John Carver with a picture of Lisa's body and Manny's head on the table. Jessica is terrified by the scene, goes to her father's office, searches for the camera recordings her father hid, and manages to find her recordings are indeed on her father's computer, and she takes the photos she printed and goes with Bobby to the police station. There, Eric sees the photos, and Bobby points out Lonnie and his friend Amy. Eric tells me that Lonnie was the one who incited people to attack the store. Ryan also appears in the photos, and he is seen greeting the security guard named Dougie before he was killed. Eric thanks them for their help and asks them to be careful and not to trust anyone around them. At night, Jessica is with her friends and tells them what happened at the police station. They are all shocked when they learn that the killer is targeting anyone who was in the store on the day of the incident. They are surprised to find out that Norian didn't tell Jessica that he knew the security guard who worked in the store, and they all suspect Norian is the killer. But then he tells them that he suspects Bobby, saying that Bobby has a strong motive for murder, which is that his hand was broken in the incident, and that affected his future in baseball. Scuba says the killer could be Mitchie, who worked in the store and resigned after the incident, and that Mitchie might want to avenge his wife Amanda's death from that day. The next day, Lonnie is with his friend Amy, and she is showing him her skills on the trampoline. Suddenly, the killer sneaks into the place, comes up behind Lonnie, and breaks his neck. Then the killer goes down and stabs Amy with a knife while she is practicing killing her. The next day, Jessica is waiting for Gabby and Evan to come out of school, and she learns from Eric that Lonnie and his friend Amy, who were in the store on the day of the incident, were killed the previous night. Jessica is terrified and sends a message to Gabby, urging her to hurry up so they can leave. Gabby replies with a message asking her to come in because they want to show her something important. Jessica enters the school and discovers her friends are not there, and Gabby's phone is in the trash can, with a John Carver mask on it. Jessica becomes worried about Gabby and Evan, suspecting the killer has killed them. Eric reassures her, saying they searched the whole school and found no trace of them, which means they are either hiding somewhere out of fear, or the killer kidnapped them and is hiding them. Eric asks her to go home and says he will assign guards to her and all her friends to protect them. After that, Bobby and Ryan arrive to check on Jessica. Bobby accuses Ryan of being involved in what happened and asks him to explain why he hid his relationship with the security guard who worked at the store. Ryan says he used to buy drugs from him, which is why he never mentioned it. Then Julia's father arrives and takes her home, telling her they are leaving this town. At night, Julia's in her room, packing for the trip with her father. The killer sneaks into the house, shoots the police officer assigned to guard the house with a tranquilizer dart, and he loses consciousness. The killer then shoots Julia's father with a tranquilizer, and he also loses consciousness. The killer goes up to Julia's room and sees her talking to Scuba and Jessica on a video call. He grabs her and puts her in front of the phone screen so Scuba and Jessica can see her. As soon as Scuba and Jessica see what's happening, they rush to Julia's house to save her from the killer. There they search everywhere until they find her with the killer in her father's workshop. Scuba pulls out his gun and threatens the killer, but the killer takes out his phone and shows them a picture of Gabby and Evan tied up. He takes advantage of their shock and turns on the saw, then throws Julia onto it. Julia falls on the saw, her body is cut up and she dies. Scuba rushes to her, holding her in his arms, shocked and unable to believe she is dead. After that, they all gather at Thomas, Jessica's father's house. Eric suggests to Thomas that they participate in the Thanksgiving parade that will take place the next day, saying it's a good opportunity to lure the killer and catch him. Thomas is convinced and agrees to attend. The next day, Thomas, his wife Kathleen, their daughter Jessica, and her friend Scuba are in their car, driving in the parade. The killer appears in the parade disguised as a clown, attacks the festival mascot, and cuts off his head with an axe, causing chaos. The killer throws smoke bombs and disappears. One of the police officers rushes to them, puts them in the car to get them out quickly. The clown reappears, shoots the police officer with a tranquilizer dart, gets in the car, and shoots Thomas and Kathleen with tranquilizer darts, making them lose consciousness. After a while, they all wake up and find themselves sitting at the dinner table they saw in the pictures online, with Gabby and Evan tied up like them. The killer brings in Kathleen's body after having killed and burned her in the oven, terrifying everyone. The killer puts the phone in front of Evan and starts a live broadcast of what's happening, then grabs a hammer and hits Evan on the head, killing him. Jessica uses the ring she's wearing to cut the rope tying her, then gives the ring to Scuba so he can free himself too. As soon as Scuba cuts his rope, he grabs a chair, hits the killer, and he and Jessica escape quickly. The killer chases after them and catches up before they escape. Scuba stands in front of the killer to delay him and give Jessica a chance to escape, but the killer attacks Scuba and hits him with the axe in the shoulder, knocking him to the ground, then chases Jessica. Jessica manages to get out and run into the woods, with the killer chasing her. She reaches the iron fence, climbs over it, and escapes into the city. There she finds Eric unconscious in front of his car. Jessica spots the killer entering a nearby building, so she takes Eric's gun and follows him. She is shocked to see Bobby inside, trying to find a place to hide. Suddenly, Eric arrives after regaining consciousness. Jessica tells him that Bobby is the killer and is hiding inside the building. Eric takes the gun from her, but they don't find Bobby. Eric is with Jessica in one of the rooms when Detective Cho enters and hands Eric a phone he found at the scene. Eric says it's Bobby's phone and they put it in a plastic bag as evidence. Cho reassures Jessica, telling her that her father, her friend Gabby and her friend Scuba have been taken to the hospital and are under medical care. He says he will check on them himself. Eric tells him he will take Jessica to the hospital himself. As soon as Detective Cho leaves, Jessica notices that Eric's shoes have traces of mud on them, and she realizes that Eric was the one chasing her, and he is the killer who committed all the crimes. Jessica tries to hide her shock and not show it in front of him, but Eric notices the surprise on her face, and realizes that Jessica has figured him out and knows he is the real killer. He locks the door of the room and tells her that she and her friends are the reason for everything that happened, because she provoked people when she let her friends into the store before them on the day of the incident. That's why people attacked the store and killed Amanda, his girlfriend. Jessica is shocked by what she hears, because she knows Amanda was married to Mitch. Eric tells her that he and Amanda were in love, and Amanda had agreed with him to get divorced after Thanksgiving, and then marry him. Eric says he will take revenge on anyone who had anything to do with Amanda's death. He tells her that he killed the woman who was pushing the shopping cart that hit Amanda, and caused her death, and that he killed Manny, the security guard, because he was a coward who abandoned his responsibility and ran away from the store when people attacked the place. As for Lonnie and Amy, he killed them because they incited people to attack the store. Eric tells Jessica that her father must die because he is the one most responsible for what happened, since he neglected to hire enough security guards to protect people. Jessica learns from Eric that he killed Castle, her stepmother, because she hid evidence from the police, and convinced her father not to turn her in, so there wouldn't be a big scandal for the store and it wouldn't affect sales. Jessica asks him about Bobby's connection to everything happening. Eric tells her that he thought Bobby was a very suitable person to frame and make people believe he was the killer. But Bobby hit him on the head, escaped, and hid inside the building. As soon as Eric finishes talking, he is surprised to find that Jessica is live streaming from Bobby's phone, and she tells him that everyone heard his confessions and all his crimes. Eric gets angry and attacks her to kill her, but suddenly someone throws a rock that breaks the glass of the room and hits Eric's head, knocking him to the ground. It turns out it was Bobby, who was still in the building and hadn't escaped. Bobby enters the room, takes Jessica, and they escape quickly. They keep running until they reach Bobby's work van, get in quickly, and Eric follows them, grabbing the tow cable at the back of the van and tying it to a pole, preventing them from escape. He has an axe in his hand and prepares to attack them, but Jessica grabs the shotgun she found in the van and shoots the balloon next to Eric. The gas inside the balloon explodes and causes a huge fire. After that, Bobby drives away quickly, heading to the river, and the police and fire department arrive at the scene. Jessica thanks Bobby for helping her, and Bobby says goodbye and leaves. Ryan, Scuba, and Gabby arrive to check on her. Jessica sees the fire chief informing Detective Shaw that they didn't find a body at the scene, and that everything turned to ashes. The fire chief assures Shaw that it's impossible for anyone to have survived that fire. Despite that, Jessica gets worried when she sees one of the firefighters coming out of the place holding the axe that Eric had. The next day, Jessica is sleeping and dreams that Eric comes out of the closet, on fire, and attacks her to kill her. And the movie ends. If you liked today's video, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell to receive all new updates. See you.